Pastor Haynes, we got Pastor Freddie Haynes. Everybody's angry. Everybody's hurt. Everybody's heart is heavy. And you think about everything that our ancestors went through, from coming over to this country on slave ships, to slavery, to Jim Crow civil rights movement.
Right.
And here we are, years later, still fighting the same fight, talking about the same stuff with a racist president,
right,
that's inciting racism and violence towards people of color. And I can't even talk no more. Go ahead.
Oh, Rickey, you're right, and I appreciate you, number one, using your platform to give a voice to so many of us who are frustrated, but also using your platform to speak truth to power so that we all can speak truth to power in this hour. There's no room for anyone to remain silent on the sidelines in light of all that is going on. And the bottom line is that, as you said, we have a racist president, you may want to call him COVID-45, who is instilling or inciting racism at this hour instead of offering leadership that will lead us into a new era of racial justice and racial healing. Instead, he simply throws gasoline on the fire. And please, we have to make sure that we don't confuse and conflate those who are righteously indignant and angry about what went down and what is going on in policing systems around this country with those who have an agenda of anarchy, who have infiltrated many of these protests, and they use it as a cover for their own dirty agenda. And again, because we ain't new to this, we true to this, we recognize and remember the very last march led by Martin Luther King Jr. in Memphis, Tennessee. It was infiltrated by paid individuals to cause disruption for what was a peaceful protest. And so we can't be distracted by the noise of those who are not about social justice, those who do not believe in change. And so when we believe in change, Rickey, and that's why I appreciate this so much, we stop saying that there are just a few bad apples when it comes to policing. Listen, when you have that many bad apples all over this country, we can call the roll of these bad apples that have taken the lives of black people. When a tree has that many bad apples, evidently there's something wrong with the tree. The whole system is guilty. The whole system, the whole tree has been infected. And so the murder of George Floyd is a metaphor for just how rotten and nasty this tree is. Because check it out, you have an officer who is callously and brutally choking the life out of George Floyd, and you always have those officers who are going to take the lead in doing the dirty deed. But who I'm tripping out on is not just Chauvin. I'm tripping out on the officers who were around him but did nothing to stop him. They are a part of that tree, that rotten tree, that sick tree. And so as far as I'm concerned, this is a time for us to rise up and say the whole tree has to be uprooted, because if the tree ain't overhauled, we're going to keep producing the same rotten apples that continue to kill black people. So for me, we have to do these things. Number one, I think if we're going to make this thing right, we're going to have to divest from the police and invest in the community. Too many of our police stations and police systems have these militarized budgets, and they are dangerous. They are not about the community. We need to divest from the police and invest in the community, and we've got to demonstrate a commitment to the humanity of black people. And when we do that, it means because I say this because my man Lee Merritt, when I was talking to him about the latest of these police slayings, here's what he said. He said, we've got to begin with the fact that there is a criminalizing of black people that has to come to an end. When people see black skin in this country, they see criminality. We've got to put an end to that, and the only way to put an end to that is uproot the tree, overhaul the policing system. And if we don't overhaul the policing system, we're going to keep getting these bad apples.
That is Pastor Haynes. Love you, man.
I love you too, Ricky. Thank you for doing this.
Yes, sir. Senior pastor of Friendship West Missionary Baptist Church, Dr. Frederick Douglass Haynes. More Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up.